Om Shanti. My name is Cody, and in today's class we're going to build up towards a little bit of a hip sequence to help to open up and release your hips. So let's get started. Begin on your back in Shavasana. Heels towards the corners of the mat, toes falling away from each other, palms facing up about a foot away from the body. Take a few deep breaths to allow the body to settle into the earth. As you allow the body to become as relaxed as possible, take note of the areas in the body that take a little bit longer to release. Listen to the quality of the breath. Does it feel smooth and stable, or rough and irregular? Just become aware of its qualities. Don't try to change them. And then bring the awareness to the point between the eyebrows, Ajna Chakra. Let yourself melt into this point, seeking out the pulsation of the life force here. Inhale deeply into the stomach. Bring the ankles together, reach the arms up overhead, stretching right side body, left side body. Your whole body stretch, fingers to toes, wrists to ankles. And then make your way into a seated position. Maybe on a cushion, or seated comfortably on the ground. Feel head, neck, and spine in one straight line. We'll bring hands to heart center to start with chanting. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale deeply, energize the body, send the arms up and out to the side. Point the fingers towards the ground as you gather them together. Flex the hands, point. Exhale, hands to center and down. Again, inhale, energize, up and out, expand as much as possible. Point the fingers towards the ground, make fists and roll the wrists in both directions. Exhale, the hands to center and down. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, cross wrists, interlace fingers, reach up as high as possible. Retain the breath as you draw the right elbow towards the ground and look up towards the left side. Exhale to deepen into the stretch. Inhale, reach up, retain the breath, left elbow down, look up towards the right side. Exhale, deepen the stretch. Inhale to reach up. Bring the hands behind the back of the head. Exhale, roll the shoulders out in one direction while you breathe deeply. And the other direction. Come back through center. Exhale, release the hands down. You can bring right hand onto the stomach, left onto the chest if you'd like for our abdominal breaths. We'll exhale completely, feeling the belly button contract towards the spine. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, all the breath moving to the stomach. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We'll now double our exhalation. Exhale for 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the belly relax and then contract the belly button towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We'll continue with full yogic breath. Inhale, stomach, chest, all the way to the shoulders. Exhale from the shoulders, then the chest, and the stomach. Inhale, stomach, chest, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, chest, stomach. Inhale, stomach, chest, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, chest, stomach. Inhale, stomach, chest, shoulders. We'll extend our exhalation. Shoulders, 2, 3, 4. Chest, 2, 3, 4. Stomach, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, stomach, chest, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, chest, stomach. Inhale, stomach, chest, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, chest, stomach. Inhale, stomach, chest, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, chest, stomach. Inhale comfortably. Return the breathing to normal. Experience the mind after breathing exercises. Bring awareness to the shoulder. Bring awareness to the neck, chin to chest, chin up towards the sky, down, up, down, up, to center, right ear to right shoulder, and left, right, left, right, left. To center, look over the right shoulder, and left, right, left, right, left. To center, chin to chest. Inhale, roll the neck up the right side, and exhale down the left side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Other direction. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Back to center. Attention to the shoulders. They come forward, up, back, and down. Big circles while you roll the shoulders out here. And the other direction. And then one follows the other as if you're swimming backstroke. And front stroke. Come back through center, release the shoulders, send the legs out in front, wiggle toes, rotate ankles, bounce the knees. And then plant the hands on the ground, fingers facing away from each other for a reverse tabletop, feet flat. Inhale, lift the hips high, opening up chest and hips. Exhale, hips down, send the legs out in front, fingers face the back of the mat, and fold forward. Reverse tabletop or incline plane, heels press into the ground, toes point, lift the hips, drop the head back, and exhale, hips down, forward fold. Your choice, reverse tabletop or incline plane. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, lift. Take a full breath. Exhale in the position. Try to keep the hips high. Inhale, lift up a little bit more through hips and chest. Fold forward, exhale down. And then make your way all the way up into a standing position at the top of your mat for some Sun Salutations. Plant the feet firmly on the ground. Feel some buoyancy in the legs as you lengthen through the spine and relax the shoulders, the fingertips, the jaw, and tongue. Feel the breath move towards the stomach. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer position. Inhale, reach up, look up, arch slightly back, fold forward, exhale all the way down. Halfway lift, glide the hands up the shins, look forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step both feet back to plank as you inhale. Drop just the knees to tabletop. Exhale. Cat-cows, breathing deeply between the positions. Inhaling for cow and exhaling for cat. You can let these movements start a little bit smaller and build them in intensity as you warm up the spine. Maybe you'd like to find some other movement, moving side to side in the spine, hip to shoulder, shoulder to hip. Maybe you focus a bit more on warming the wrists up or rotating through the hips. And then exhale back to a tabletop position. Inhale for cow. Exhale, drop knees, chest, chin to the ground. Glide forward to cobra, keeping the hips on the ground, lift just to the upper back. Downward dog, exhale, press back. Pedal the dog out once you get there. Breathing deeply. And then release both heels towards the ground. Nice exhalation. Inhale, walk the feet forward to the front of the mat, all the way up into a halfway lift, gliding the hands up the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms together, reach up and back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk, step, hop back to a high plank. Exhale, drop knees, chest, chin towards the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, walk, step, hop forward, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step, hop, walk back. Plank, inhale. Knees, chest, chin, exhale. Cobra, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, palms together, up and back. Exhale, hands by the side. We'll continue with some variations, slowing it down. Inhale. Exhale for prayer. Inhale, reach up, look up and arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Send the right leg as far back as possible while you inhale, and then drop the knee to the ground, open up through chest and chin. You might find that blocks are comfortable here for you, or you can use fingertips or eventually palms of the hand on the ground. We'll breathe deeply in this position, feeling that low lunge settle in for a moment. Let hips sink forward and down. Draw the chest forward and up, chin follows. Inhale deeply. Retain the breath for plank. Drop knees, chest, chin while you exhale. Cobra, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Create space in the body, come up onto the toes, draw the right knee into the chest, bring the right foot between the hands as you inhale to low lunge. Let the back knee drop to the ground, settle into this low lunge on the other side. Let hips sink forward and down, chest reaching forward and up, chin following. Inhale, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, palms together, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, look up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg leads, reach back as far as you can. Inhale, drop into the low lunge. Exhale. Inhale, open chest and chin. Retain the breath for plank. Knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg forward between the hands. Inhale. Settle into the low lunge. Exhale. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg, low lunge. Inhale. Retain the breath, plank. Knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Cobra, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Right leg forward, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, palms together, up and back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg, low lunge. Inhale. Retain for plank. Knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg forward, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms together, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to settle in for a moment, feeling the breath open up through the exhalation. We'll step the left foot back, turning sideways on your mat, toes facing in the same direction. Feet can be 3 to 4 feet apart. You might want to block between the legs, but you can certainly do this one without. Hands come to the hips. Open the chest upwards, the chin follows, and then exhale, fold forward between the legs. When they can, hands can come to block or ground, and then slowly release deeper into the forward fold. Feel a little bit of engagement from the feet through to the hips, and release the spine towards the earth. Take deep breaths in this position. Straighten the arms as you inhale, bring the hand to the center. Bring the right hand underneath the body on block or ground. We'll bring left hand to the hip and then up towards the sky. Gaze can follow the left fingertips here for a twist. Opening up, press right hand down, left fingertips up towards the sky. Deep breaths in the twist. Exhale, release the left hand down. Prepare to switch sides. Left hand presses into the middle or on a block. Right hand comes to the hip as you inhale and open up through the spinal twist. Right fingertips up towards the sky, gazing towards the fingers. Breathe deeply. You can feel the upper body settling downwards a little bit as you continue to reach up through the right hand. And slowly release that right hand back to the ground. You can bring a slight bend into the knees, hands on the hips. Make your way back to standing. You can step the legs together and shake them out if you need to. Coming back to the front of your mat in that Tadasana position. Inhale, exhale to prayer. Inhale, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Send the right leg back as far as possible, coming into that low lunge, and let yourself settle in to your low lunge here. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee off the ground, coming into a high lunge. Hands can stay on the ground. You can adjust the position. Maybe it's fists pressing into the ground or your still palms or fingertips. Lengthen through the spine. An option here for you to stay in that high lunge or drop back to a low lunge. Bring the hands to heart center while you lift the upper body up, coming into crescent. Take deep breaths as you feel the stability of the legs, regardless of the lunge position that you're in. then we're going to come up into that crescent. So everybody lifts that back knee off the ground. We're going to bring right elbow to, we're going to bring left elbow to the knee. Bring the back heel onto the ground so the whole foot is on the ground, and right arm will reach all the way up along the body, creating a nice straight line from heel through the fingertip for extended side angle. Feel a bit of support through the core and use that to press down through the legs to engage the lower body. Bring the right hand to the ground, step everything forward. Inhale, palms together, up and back. Exhale, hands to prayer position. Inhale, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, low lunge. Take a few breaths here, settling into your low lunge, making adjustments. Making sure that the knee is over that front ankle. And then tuck the back toe, lift the heel off the ground for a high lunge. Make adjustments for the hands to find a comfortable position. Lengthen through the spine. Up to our crescent lunge, hands at heart center. Drop the back knee if you need to, or stay up in that high lunge. Breathe deeply, support through the core, press through the feet. We're shifting into our extended side angle. That right elbow comes onto the knee, back heel onto the ground, reach the left arm up overhead, nice long line, heel through the hips, through the left side body, getting that nice side body stretch, reach through the fingertips. Gaze can be towards the palm if it's comfortable for you. And release the left hand to the ground, forward fold. Inhale, palms together, up and back. Exhale, prayer position. One more time on each side. Inhale, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale, exhale in the position. Inhale, tuck the back toe, lift the knee for high lunge. Exhale, settle into the position, sinking through that back heel. Inhale to lengthen. Bring yourself up into that crescent position, hands at heart center, back knee on the ground or off the ground. Inhale, exhale. Left elbow on left knee, reach the right arm overhead as the heel drops to the ground for extended side angle. Inhaling, you open up through that right side. Exhale, sink into the position, support through the core. Inhale, hand to the ground, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, palms together, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sink in. Inhale. High lunge, tuck the back toe, lift the knee off the ground. Nice and supported. Exhale. Inhale. Crescent, hands to heart center. Deep breath, support through the core, drive through the feet. Right elbow lands on the knee, left back heel is on the ground, left arm up overhead. Inhale as you lengthen through left side body. Exhale, support through the core. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, drop the hand towards the ground. Inhale, palms together, reach up, look up, and arch back. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Breathe deeply. Make your way to child's pose, resting the forehead on the mat. Palms can be overhead, but relax the shoulders, dropping the hands slightly towards the head, or if you'd like, by the side of the body. Take a few deep breaths here, letting the exhalation expand and open up. Come through a tabletop position. Bring the right foot forward between the hands for a low lunge. You might want to have blocks close by for these next few postures, but we can always make modifications without them. So we're sinking first into our low lunge, letting the hips settle forward and down. Let the chest open up a little bit. Just breathe deeply. Now we're probably nice and warm to let ourselves settle into this low lunge. We're going to work on some deeper hip movements here. So I want you to walk the right foot to the outside of the mat. Bring the right hand just inside the right foot. Firmly plant the left hand on the ground or a block. Bring the right hand to the right knee, and then gently bounce the knee out to the side. Just kind of opening up the hip a little bit here. Nothing crazy yet. Just kind of softening through that hip joint. And then if you'd like to, maybe you settle into this stretch a little bit more, using that hand to a bit more actively press into that knee, open up, almost think you're coming into a spinal twist. You look up towards the sky some. And then slowly come back to center, bringing the right hand to the ground or to another block. Bring the foot flat on the ground. Look forward, reach the chest and chin forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to bend into the elbows. This can be a big bend if we are more flexible, or a bit more shallow if we're a bit tighter in this position. We're coming into a lizard pose here. Maybe forearms rest on the block or on the ground. Wherever you're at, I want you to just open the chest up towards the front of your room. If you can, make sure that that right knee isn't opened out to the side, that it is hugging ever so slightly towards the right shoulder. You might find that you can slowly sink a bit deeper into the posture as you settle into it. And then slowly walk your way out of the position, coming back into a low lunge. Make some movements in the hips once you get there, if it feels appropriate for you. And then we're going to make our way over to a pigeon pose. So for this one, we're walking the right foot to the left side of your mat. Once it's in this position, you might pull the heel close towards the hips and allow the shin and thigh to rest towards the ground. Hands to start will be back by the hips. I want you to lift the chest up and let the hips settle forward and down. Hands can be on the block if you need a little bit more lift in the position. If you are particularly tight in your hips, you might even have a block underneath the hip so that you're just lifting the whole posture up. And then we're going to fold forward towards the ground. So chest is reaching a little bit forward and release downwards. You might land with forearms on the ground or even chest on the ground if you're particularly flexible in this pigeon pose. Wherever you're at, let yourself really settle in. Take deep breaths. Feel the stomach pressing against the right thigh or shin. Inhale, slowly walk out of the position. Maybe dropping back into a tabletop. Make some movements as a counter. Maybe you walk into a downward dog, observing the difference between the legs before we even things out. And then we're going to bring the left foot forward into low lunge, taking a few breaths to just settle in here. Observe how things feel. And then walk the left foot towards the left side of the mat. Right hand plants on the ground, left hand to the inside of the knee to gently bounce that knee away and back towards you. Maybe landing in that stretch a little bit more. Left hand can kind of press to the inside of the knee a little bit as you open up towards the sky with chest and chin. Slowly coming back through center, preparing for our lizard pose. We bring the foot flat on the ground, hands on the ground or blocks. Lengthen the spine forward and slowly release your way into the position. Eventually getting to that point where it feels comfortable to rest in. Maybe it's hands on the ground or blocks. Maybe it's forearms on the ground or blocks, or a bit deeper of a stretch. Breathe deeply. Maybe hug it a little bit closer towards the left shoulder. Slowly make your way out, coming back into that low lunge, taking any counter movements that feel appropriate for you. And then making our way to pigeon, bring the left foot towards the right side of the mat. Maybe you drop the heel towards the hip some, or you keep it a little bit more forward. Landing the shin, the thigh towards the ground. Block under the hip if you're particularly tight. Hands by the hips to open chest and chin upwards. First thinking about a backward bend in our pigeon pose. And then slowly fold forward towards the ground, letting yourself melt in, really feeling the breath in the posture. Slowly make your way out of the position, maybe coming through that tabletop for any kind of counter movement. Some down dogs if you'd like. And then find your way into a child's pose, really letting the hips relax. Taking a deep breath, trying to send the breath towards the hips, feeling it expand through the pelvic girdle and release deeper in. And come forward onto your stomach. Bring elbows under shoulders for Sphinx pose. Forearms are making an 11 in front of you. Palms, forearms, and elbows are gently pressing down. Each exhalation lets the stomach sink towards the mat. Each inhale draws the chest forward, opening up through the lumbar spine and lifting the chin up, feeling some slight engagement in the upper spine. Maybe engaging a little bit more by pressing the elbows into the ground to try to lift the chest up while the stomach releases downward. And then release. Let the head come to the ground. Maybe make a pillow with the hands for just a moment. And then reach the hands backwards, palms facing down, or you can interlace the fingers behind the back, pressing the palms together. Press the hips into the ground. Inhale, lift the upper body off the ground. Reach the hands towards the feet. Legs are also lifted off the ground for snake pose. Breathe deeply here. And release. Keep a hold of the hands if you're in the bind. We're going to do it one more time. And inhale, lift up. Feel that back body engage. Lift the legs as high as possible. Keep the legs zipped together. Lift the upper body, the chin up towards the sky. Exhale, release. Press back to a child's pose. Make your way into a seated position with the legs straight out in front. We'll bring right foot over left knee. Interlace the hands around the shin. Lift the chest up. Feel both sit bones making contact with the ground. And then begin to make your way into a spinal twist, sneaking left hand, wrist, or forearm around the right knee. Right hand immediately behind the hips. Chin is looking over right shoulder. Each inhalation lengthens through the spine. Each exhale settles into the twist. Two more breaths. Inhale to unwind. Release the leg and prepare for the other side. Left ankle over right knee. Interlaced hands around the shin. Lengthen the spine upwards. Feel the sit bones sinking down. Sneak the right hand, wrist, forearm around left knee. Use that left hand immediately behind the hips on the fingertips to lengthen the spine upwards and look over that left shoulder. Again, inhale, lifts the spine upwards. Exhale, lets you settle into the twist just a little bit more. 3 breaths. Inhale to unwind. Release the legs out in front. Bend the knees, bring the heels in until you can wrap the arms around the thighs, hugging the chest towards the knees. Marry the knees and chest together. And then if you have space while you're breathing deeply, you slowly release the heels a little bit further forward on the mat, bringing yourself into a deeper version of this bound forward fold. Still think about that inhale, lifting the chest forward, and the exhale to release the low back and the hamstrings. Releasing the hands, slowly inhale your way out of the bound forward fold. And then send the legs out to either side. As far away as it's comfortable, you don't need to press super far away here. And then bring the hands immediately behind the hips. Press fingertips, not palms, just fingertips into the ground. Lift the chest up, chin follows, and then reach the chest forward towards the ground. If you have the space, start to walk the hands towards the knees along the outside of the legs. If you have the room, you can bring the hands in front of the hips and use them to fold more deeply into the fold. Think about keeping the integrity of the spine long and lengthened here, more than bringing the head to the ground. Inhale and exhale to settle in. 2 more breaths. Slowly walk your way out of the position. Bring the hands to the insides of the knees. Guide the soles of the feet together. Hands, fingers interlaced around the toes. Pull the heels in towards the hips and bounce the knees. For some butterflies here. Really try to only think about the lifting of the knees. Let the drop be just that, a drop of the knees towards the ground so the hips can really release. Relax the butterflies. Slide the hands so that they're grabbing firmly a hold of the ankles. Press the sit bone down. Lift the chest up. Press elbows into thighs or knees and reach the chin forward, coming into a bound ankle forward fold. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Keep the pressure of the elbows into the legs. Inhale your way out of the posture. Guide the knees together and roll onto your back. Feet flat, knees bent. Allow yourself to settle in for a moment, letting go of the spine. Hands can rest by the side of the body. And then bring right ankle on top of the left knee for figure 4. Bring hands around the left thigh. That right hand will go in between the legs. If you have the space, you can grab hands around the shin as you hug the unit close to the chest. Try to let the head be relaxed here while you breathe in the position, whatever version you have. If grabbing a hold of the leg is too much, you can just hang out with that left foot flat on the ground and the ankle on the knee. Slowly release. Release the foot to the ground. Maybe windshield wiper, dropping knees to one side and then the other. And then come back through center and prepare for the opposite side. Bring left ankle on right knee. Hands reach around the thigh or shin as you hug the unit close to the chest, as close as it's possible. Feel the influence of the breath on the posture while you rest here. Back to center, release the foot to the ground. Windshield wiper the knees side to side again. And then straighten the left leg along the ground, hug the right knee into the chest. Bring the left hand around the outside of the knee and draw the knee to the left side for a spinal twist. Right arm can reach straight away from the body. Gaze can be towards those right fingertips. Just take a few deep breaths through the right side body as you fill the right side with air and let it soften in. Try to release through the shoulder and the hip in this spinal twist. One more deep breath. Come back through center. Release the right leg along the ground. Hug left knee in towards the chest. Bring right hand around the outside of the knee and guide the knee to the right side. Left arm is straight away from the body, gazing towards that hand. Taking deep breaths along the left side body here to let yourself settle in. Letting go of shoulder and hip and releasing through the spine. One more breath. And coming back through center, release the legs along the ground into Shavasana for our final relaxation. Heels towards the corners of the mat, toes fall away from each other to release the legs. Palms are facing up about a foot away from the body to release the arms. Bring the awareness down to the toes. Mentally relax the toes, feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, and hips. Relax the lower back, upper back, stomach, and chest. Relax fingers, hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, and shoulders. Relax the neck, throat, tongue, jaw, ears, cheeks, nose, eyes, eyebrows, forehead, and skull. Your whole body is completely relaxed. The whole body is completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. Bring the awareness to the point between the eyebrows and allow yourself to rest at this point. We'll stay here for a few moments, and when you come out, you should feel refreshed, recharged, and happy. Inhale deeply into the stomach. Exhale, slowly wiggling fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Bring the ankles together as you inhale, the arms up overhead, stretching right side body, left side body. Your whole body stretch. Then come up into a seated position to close our class with chanting. Hands to heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May be blessed with radiant joy, peace, prosperity, and abundant health. Om Shanti.